It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. That's what Duke Ellington said, and he was right. In this episode, we'll be looking at rhythmic motifs and syncopation and how to use them to shape interest, create movement, and to generate contrast in your music. Hi, I'm Wolf Marshall for TrueFire, and let's get started. First of all, what is syncopation? Syncopation is a metric pattern that puts the emphasis on a weak or upbeat where you normally wouldn't expect it. It's used in virtually all forms of contemporary music: blues, rock, funk, fusion, jazz, Latin, dance music, R&B, and so on. A great way to get a handle on the idea of syncopation is to use it for contrast as a call and response approach in the blues. That is, one phrase is the call and the other phrase is the response. In this case, the straight phrase will be the call and the blues answer phrase will be syncopated. Here's the first one. It's answer. Okay, let's put that together in a single phrase. Syncopation is great for defining chord tones, especially in progressions that have changes where specific chord tones have a dramatic effect. Let's imagine a 2-5-1 in G, A minor, going to an altered D7, going to some kind of a G major 9. Let's look at these shapes on the top. Okay, that's going to be our melody arpeggio source. Now from that, let's derive these sets of patterns. Those are the arpeggio patterns themselves, completely devoid of any rhythm. Now here's putting the syncopated element to it. I used a line that I picked up from Wes Montgomery to define these two chords. When I got to the resolution tone, I added a Coltrane phrase ending. Now here's how the line went, jumping to the 9th. That's the complete phrase. Contrast that with something that has more notes in it. Which is a perfectly fine bebop type of phrase, but the rhythm is very consistent and straight compared to the first one. So you can hear that there's a little bit more energy and movement when you play that syncopation. Feels like a counter rhythm to the basic groove. And that's how it's often used. A wonderful exercise you can use, a fairly simple one, to develop this skill with syncopation and arpeggios is to take a sequential type of line, that is a series of patterns very similar to each other, and simply move them down the scale with that rhythm, each one implying a certain kind of chord. Let's try that in G, starting on the A minor. Forms a kind of Caribbean feel, which is very nice to work into your lines, but it also has a great validity in terms of visualizing the chord tones and how they move down a chord scale. The rhythmic motif and syncopation can add a wonderful element of contrast to even complex chordal bass tunes like giant steps. In this case, I'm going to take the first 8 bars of giant steps and apply a repetitive rhythmic motif with syncopation to these changes. And on the second set of those chords, Okay, here's how it sounds. I hope the idea of a rhythmic motif and syncopation finds a home somewhere in your playing and it increases your ability to groove. Until next time, this is Wolf Marshall for TrueFire. Ignited we stand. See you soon.